Welcome to Mental with Mitch
That's me. I'm
and
Mitch.
John, and I'm John.
So we started this podcast a little while ago, actually. If we're just going to do
Yeah.
full transparency, we
Yeah.
we had the intention of starting it probably about 2 or 3 months ago, right?
Well, we kind of did, but
Well, we
what
did.
we kind of screwed up was like there's a lot of things to learn to starting a podcast.
Yeah, it's not as easy as people like to think it is.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of technological stuff that goes into
Yeah.
it, and environmental. I guess
Yeah, I guess maybe.
I don't know.
But anyways, this is our episode 1 that we're going to release. We've done probably another 8 episodes behind this. We'll probably release some of that stuff
Yeah,
at
some of
some
these-
point.
yeah,
Maybe
some of the
here and
content
there. Some of the
pretty
content's
good.
kind of cool. But this is our episode 1. Anyways, as I said, the name of the podcast is Mental. It's capital MENTAL, and we did that on purpose because it's about men, and it's about men finding things to do, fun things to do to kind of relieve that mental anguish of living. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, that
Is
sounded good.
Kind of okay?
That's what we are. Yeah.
So we do a lot of outdoors recreation. Even though I'm like super overweight, I still get out there.
I'm also a little overweight right now. I am.
But anyways, I'm kidding about the overweight. Who cares? I don't give a shit. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. One of them would be a lot of sports topics.
Yeah, baseball season just started yesterday,
Yeah,
or 2 days ago now.
Baseball, everything baseball. We're both baseball nuts. But Mitch and I met at a local outdoors store, a major retail store, and we've been working together for about 7 years, up until that store recently closed. And then we decided, hey, you know what? It might be kind of fun.
Like things are changing, so
Yeah, make
we're
a
gonna,
change.
we're gonna change with them.
Yeah, and we always like talking to each other in the morning, so that's what we're going to be here. We're
We
gonna be
rarely
here
did any
to-
work. We just
to kinda
talked. You can ask our
Well,
bosses.
that's not true. Well, it is kind of true sometimes, but yeah. But we enjoy talking to each other so much that we decided, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll share some of our conversations with you guys. I think there was an article that came out back in November, and it was talking about how men in general don't have many friends as they get a little bit older, and that was kind of one of the reasons why we wanted to start the
Yeah,
podcast.
it was a big part of it because we
Yeah.
want to talk about stuff that I don't know, just things that affect men's lives that maybe aren't talked about as much as they should be,
Right.
And just to have fun. Like,
Yeah,
we're just
yeah.
going to do things that we do to have fun, and we're going to show those, and we're also going to try to get out of our comfort zone and do a lot more things that we find interesting, and maybe other people also find interesting.
Yep.
But maybe afraid isn't the right word, but are afraid to try. Or
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're trying to get out of our comfort zone, do some stuff. We don't know what some of that will be sometimes. We're definitely going to be taking you guys on some fishing trips, maybe some
hopefully
trips
hiking and
some hiking. Definitely going down to maybe one of the cities. We live in. I guess we can kind of
we live in upstate New York.
upstate New York.
Yeah.
And so what's kind of cool about upstate New York is that it's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of the East Coast. You're really not next to anything, but you're in the middle of everything. So we're going to be able to share a lot of those experiences. I mean, we have Cooperstown right down the road. We might
Yep.
do a Cooperstown
Yeah,
trip
that'd be
one of
really
these
cool.
days. Maybe go do
We definitely want to do a baseball game at some point.
go do a baseball game, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to hear.
Cooperstown
That's
would
kind
be
of what
really
the
cool.
podcast will be about.
It's gonna be about. It's a little bit about
And,
everything and a little bit about nothing at the
yeah.
same time.
And I will be very upfront with all of you. We both have filthy mouths, so
Yes.
don't be offended by those things. If you are, I'm sorry. Maybe that's not the podcast for you. But we do have some filthy mouths. We will be sharing a lot of stuff, and we hope
We're gonna be
that
trying
you'll
to be
here with
open.
us.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be open books about pretty much everything because a lot of the stuff is stuff that we just feel like it's really important to talk about, and not everyone talks about everything. And half the stuff is funny too. Like we gotta laugh at ourselves way more, and
Yeah.
we're great at that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're not going to take this too serious. We want it. We love to hear your comments. So, anyways, I guess we should just kind of start our show. I mean,
well, where do you want to start?
well, what did we? You saw Mandalorian this week.
I didn't.
You didn't.
I did
I'm
not.
so sorry.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I've been busy. I told you, 2 hours of screen time.
I understand.
I've been doing this really weird 75-day like lifestyle challenge thing, and I know most people have probably heard of it. It's on like Instagram and everything. It's called the 75-day or 75 hard or 75 soft, and I'm sort of doing a mix of the two. And I also added in some other stuff to like make it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Like the limiting the screen time and stuff is not part of it. I just added that in there. But I've limited myself to 2 hours of screen time a day, 2 45-minute workouts a day. One of them and one of them has to be outside regardless of the weather.
Okay, David Goggins.
Well, it's like a thing. It's just a thing.
Look up David Goggins, by the way, everybody. You'll love him.
The real reason why I'm not like some weird lunatic about that type of stuff. I am engaged. I got engaged recently, and our wedding is in October, and I just wanted to.
I don't know if I ever said congratulations, man.
think you did.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Ileana's really good,
Yeah.
really good people.
She'll probably be on the show
Yeah.
at some point eventually, but yeah. So we're both doing it. Ileana and I are doing it. and
Sorry, I accidentally dropped her name.
that's okay. I think she's okay with that.
All right.
But we're both doing it. We want to get in shape for the wedding, so that's the real reason why. And I want to do a lot of hikes this year, and it also helps with that because I'm gonna say right now, this is the full transparency thing. I'm the most out of shape I've ever been in my entire life. I'm not.
Me too.
I'm not a big dude. Like I'm not like a tall guy, and I'm 180. So when I started this 75-day thing, I was 185 pounds was like the peak, which is the heaviest I've been in my entire life.
Yeah.
I am now down to 176.2. That's what I weighed this morning.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been 6 days, and it's probably mostly water weight. But I would like to get in shape for doing all the stuff that we want to do. And I went to the gym for the first time of the 75 days.
Mm-hmm.
I was disgusted with myself. Like I played a little college football. I've been an athlete my whole life. I did 10 minutes of cardio on the elliptical,
Okay.
and I thought I was gonna die.
What'd you do? Get on there? And
Dude, I
just
was winded.
Go for Joe?
No,
for
I
broke?
was just doing like a normal. Dude, I'm not in shape. I was winded. I was
I'm
like,
surprised the amount of up and down you do at work. You know.
yeah. Well, it's the new store has been a lot of. It's not very hard.
No, it's not as hard.
No.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I've been doing recently. I've been doing that thing, and I like to hunt. I like to fish. We're in my house right now. This is all. I don't know.
This is the mental studio.
Yes.
Yeah. We if you look in our background, we got a lot of
Outdoorsy stuff.
outdoorsy type stuff. Over to on my left shoulder, you'll see a nice little bait box. We're gonna hopefully have that filled with things for future visitors of the show.
Yeah, we plan to have some guests and some other stuff. I think we might as well just say it. Well, should we just say them outright? Yeah, we might as well just say them.
No, I think we're gonna leave everybody on edge a little bit.
A little mystery.
A little bit of
little
mystery
suspense.
to this. Yeah.
We have some good guests planned for, and hopefully they're on soon.
Yeah. How about we say this? We're gonna have at least. I think I can safely say this. We're gonna have at least one pro baseball player.
Yes.
That's a safe way of saying it. We're also gonna have probably an XDEC officer. We get him back in here. We did him
He already
one
did
other
an episode.
time in one of our previous. He was nice enough to come in and let us practice on him a little bit. And then we got a
I'm
couple
sure
other
Ileana
things.
will also be on.
Yeah, Ileana is who's how would you describe her
A
background?
mental health specialist.
Yes. Not to say that this is about that. Our show is not specifically about mental health. It's more about the fun things you do to keep the mental health.
I think
good.
that's a really good way to put it.
Right.
Yeah. We also have a veteran that.
Yes, we also have a
He'll be
very
on.
good friend that we met at that sporting goods store, who was a veteran of Afghan War.
He's in Afghanistan. Yeah.
Afghanistan War, and we should take that back. He's a decorated veteran.
He is a decorated veteran.
Very well respected.
And he can talk
person.
more about that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just a really amazing dude.
Yeah. So we had a couple of casts coming up in the near future, but today is just going to be about us.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
introduction.
Yeah.
Little what we're going to talk about and what we do.
A little bit of BS here and there. And
Maybe a couple stories.
Yeah, I like that. So right now, Mitch is working still for that retailer that we mentioned earlier. And I have since moved on. I do a little bit of graphic design at home, and I also drive for Uber. I started doing that a few weeks ago, part time, just for fun. And I tell you, the shit that I see on a regular, uh, just in one day, is amazing. I had a guy. I'll give you a quick story, real quick. So it's early morning. I get out. I get a call kind of close to my place. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go grab that one real quick. And it's a little bit colder. We kind of had a cold spell in upstate last couple of days. So when
I
I
think it's supposed
pulled,
to snow tonight.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
it was supposed to be 71 by 4 o'clock.
Yes,
this
but then
afternoon.
it's supposed to be like 38 tomorrow, and I
Jesus
think tonight
Christ.
it's supposed to snow. Not like a lot, but I think it's supposed to snow tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna. I'll go a little bit political here. Yeah, definitely climate change. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Uber story. So I pull up to this guy, and he's got a full face mask on with sunglasses, with a hood on, and that already kind of ticks a few like oh shit boxes as a driver, especially a new guy. I don't. I'm already kind of like who you pick up on Uber can vary very widely a type of person. Both socioeconomic idea. From that ideology to anything you can imagine. But anyways, I picked this guy up. I'm glad that when he got in the car, he removed his mask. At least that made me feel more comfortable. Took down his hood, and he goes, "Okay, so I noticed we're gonna go downtown." I go, "He confirmed it." So we get going down the highway a little bit, not very far, like maybe 2 minutes down the road or something, and all of a sudden, this dude starts flipping the fuck out in the back seat. I know he had been on the phone. He was looking at his phone. And you can kind of hear people
Yeah,
doing stuff.
like maybe he had an AirPod in
I
or
genuinely
something.
don't care what people are doing. Just don't fuck my car up, right? So all of a sudden, I see him kind of, and then he just these motherfuckers, and just he's screaming in the back of the car, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to kick this guy out, and apparently. He had a court date that morning, and he goes, I paid this fucking lawyer $5,000 to make this happen today, and now it's canceled. And he's so mad because he now he knows his Uber trip is going to be on
he's
him.
paying. Yeah,
he's paying for an
the
Uber
Uber.
trip, and I felt so bad for the guy, but I also was like, you're flipping out in the back of my car. I don't want you in my fucking car anymore, right? Because he was like body spasming
Yeah.
and shit. And so I go, dude, it's okay. I'm going to turn around right now. We're not that far away from your house, and I'll take you home. And think, fucking whatever powers there are out there, that he just chilled the fuck out and let me drop him off. But, like, that's just one. That was just
Oh,
one
sure.
that day.
Yeah.
The amount of crazy that I
I mean,
get.
yeah, working in retail, we see every single person every single
Oh,
day.
it compounds
just
it because you're
lunatics.
in a car.
Yeah,
with
you're
somebody.
trapped with them. Yeah.
It compounds it a little bit. Now retail's nuts.
Yeah, but you can just walk away though.
Yeah, you can walk away with that. In this one, I have to make a choice. I go, am I going to deal with you enough and be patient enough to deal with it or not? I'm a pretty patient person, anyways. So this is a great. It's actually a really good opportunity for me because it allows me to work when I want to make a few extra bucks, and then I can just turn it off whenever I want.
Which is
Fantastic.
it's like
for
the
me.
dream.
Yeah, it works out for me.
If you're
really
in
well.
that situation, that you can do that.
Yeah. So that was just one of them. You want to know a couple more?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
We might as well talk about some Uber.
Okay.
some
Here's
Uber
one
stories.
that pisses me off. And I can't believe this still happens. So I get a lot of mothers and fathers in the morning that need to take their kids to school first, and then they want to go on to their next stop. So they'll order up 2 stops and
Yeah,
go to
they're
their work.
going to work. Yeah.
Well, I would say, now I haven't been doing this for long, so I'm going to be very fair. But so far, about 30%, around that range, of the people that I pick up, the kids don't have car seats.
And they're young kids.
They're young enough. They're under, in New York State, it's a 22-pound law.
Yeah.
But I think there's some other things kind of go with that too. But being that I've got 5 nephews, I've got a pretty good idea of what should and shouldn't go in a car seat, And I've got people coming up to the car after they called me up, And this is what I do, and this is for other Uber drivers. Keep your doors fucking locked, man. Because they're once inside your house, once they're inside your car, then that's a different situation. Harder to get them out. So I keep my doors locked, especially if I see someone approaching my car with a kid and no car seat. And that happened to me 3 fucking times yesterday. 3 times in one
Just
day.
yesterday.
Just yesterday.
Are they like? Is it like borderline where it's like,
No.
Okay.
Some are.
Because
But
borderline, I can kind of see it like, whatever.
there was one yesterday that was, and I really couldn't tell the difference, and I was kind of put into like a situation that was kind of uncool in my book. But I picked her up from her work. I went across town to go get her boy, and I don't know, like I've been to so many schools this week. I don't know what schools or which.
Yeah.
It definitely was not like a public school. It was more like the type of school that a kid might go in that's got some special needs or something like that.
Yeah.
And so so we arrived there, I'm like, oh boy, how is this going to turn out? I hope he's big enough, or she or whatever. And she brought the boy out, and I was like, he's borderline. I'm not going to say anything. Obviously, he's in a special school. If I just say, hey, what's up? She's going to freak out.
Yeah, it's not gonna be about
So-
a car seat. It's gonna be about something else.
Yeah. So I just let him get in the car, and you know what? She was very gracious about the whole thing. The whole thing was like, I was with her for better than 30 minutes, and she gave me a decent tip out of it too. But it's one of those things where the
But yeah, it's like different if you're coming with someone
in
that's like,
fact, it was the ride prior to that. Right before that, I had another lady call and ask for pickup, and I go, that's a toddler, ma'am. You need to have a car seat. Well, my car seat's with my husband. I go, okay.
I don't have one.
I go, I don't have one. She says, well, I have him put him in my lap. I'll carry him the entire. I go, I can't do that. You're asking me to.
I mean, it's against the law.
It's my liability, right, to do that. And
I believe, right? That is against the law.
yeah, it is
isn't it?
totally
Yeah,
against
okay.
the law. And I was just, and either way, you know what? Even if it wasn't, I
Well,
would still
like,
say no.
A little bit morality of the situation.
Yeah, there's morality there. It's a small child. You got to take care of them, man. What if I did? I mean, it's just a matter of smacking your brakes too hard. Anyways, I did tell her no, and then I went on to that next stop. And
Yeah, so you kind of had it in your.
yeah. But just last week alone, one of my best tips came from an ex-con. He was in my car, and I started talking to him. I'm at the airport. Picked him up. First of all, it was a weird one because I go to the airport. He makes a call. Then all of a sudden, I'm waiting for like someone to come out of like the airport itself. But this dude just kind of drives up next to the car, rolls down his window, goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna go return the car. I need, and then I'll come back to you." And I just wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I just wasn't thinking, okay, someone's gonna return a car and they're gonna need a ride home. So that was weird already. So I just like, screw it. I drove and picked him up, and he was cool with it, and I just whatever. But he got in the car for a little while, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, I forgot what the whole conversation because I have a lot of different conversations, so I don't know what all of them are." But it came out that he was an ex-con, and I don't. It's weird to hear. It's weird to hear. I don't have anything against it. Like wasn't nervous. The guy was totally awesome, right? Really cool guy. Like I said, best tip I had all
something
week.
stupid.
He told me it was he.
There we go.
He told me it was he was in a car with his friends, and one of his friends had some shit, and it was they didn't fess up to him when the cops pulled it over.
So then everyone gets.
So everybody had to go.
Yeah.
And then finally, after a period of time, the guy fessed up. But it was after a period of time. He told me he was stuck in with at one point he was stuck in a cell with a child molester.
That's rare.
Yeah.
They usually don't.
No,
They usually don't go.
Yeah,
to
so
jail.
he must have been low grade, whatever. Anyways, but yeah, that's weird. It's I like doing Uber because I meet a lot of different people. Like so those are the bad parts, right?
Yeah.
But the good parts are I've met people like this one lady. She spoke 3 different languages. And she's from Jordan. She's just making the hustle, man. She's
I respect that.
she works for the bank. She works for a doctor's office, and she's just hustling her ass off. And
For her.
oh, so much respect to a lady that can do all that, right? And then she was like, "Oh, you do graphic design? Good. My husband's starting a new business. So I'm going to have him contact you." Blah blah blah.
Hey, do a little networking.
So yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing that in there now and then. We'll see. I feel a little bit weird, and I'm not sure if that's how that kind of meshes with Uber's.
You
stuff,
met her
but
somewhere else.
true. But anyways, that's just an example of some of the stories I'll probably have.
Yeah, well,
driving for
I'm sure we'll
Uber.
have a ton.
Yeah.
I'll fit as many retail ones as I can in. I just try not
That
to
one's
talk about
tough.
it too much
Yours
because I'm
is
still
tougher.
there.
Yeah, because I'm my own boss
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. I'm still employed, so and there's good stories. Maybe one day when I'm no longer there, all the good stories can come out.
Oh, and we got them too. Oh, there's some terrible shit.
And I'm sure. Actually, you know what? I went to Target the other day. You know what? I'll throw this story out there because it's funny. It's a very funny story. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I live not out in the middle of nowhere, but I live in a more rural area.
It's suburby.
Yeah, I have a well. I have septic. I don't have like city water or city waste or anything like that. And recently, doing this 75-day workout thing, I was like, I really want my Apple Watch because I just want my Apple Watch so that I can like keep track of my
You want to
steps
give them
and
that story too?
well, might as well. But so like I can keep track of steps and calories burned and all that stuff. I wanted my Apple Watch, so we searched the whole house. Me and Ileana searched the whole house. We couldn't find it anywhere. We're looking in like bags. We're literally tore the whole house apart like 2 or 3 times. Tore the whole house apart, and then finally I was like, wait a second. It has the you can find your watch through your phone. So I open up my phone. I'm checking the location of my watch, and for the first couple days, it's just says it's outside, and I'm like really confused about it because I'm like, and I know that they can be pretty far off on where they are, like they're not like perfect,
Yeah.
but it says it's outside. So I'm like looking in my bedroom because it says it's outside on that side of the house. I'm looking in this room. I'm looking in the studio here, and I just can't find it anywhere. And then I'm outside looking in that area. Like I'm out moving leaves around because there's still some leaves over here. I'm like moving leaves around. I'm looking all over the place. And after like the 3rd or 4th day of still not being able to find it and looking everywhere and it being in the exact same spot, I finally put something together where I think somehow I flushed my Apple Watch down the toilet because the location that it has consistently been is right over the top of my septic tank. So the only thing that makes any sense is that it's in my septic tank.
So I pull up the other day when we went to do a pot. We were just setting all our stuff up last Wednesday, and I see Mitch outside, and it's a decent day. I go, "Hey man, it's pretty nice to be out here doing something." He goes, "I'm looking for my watch." I'm looking on the ground, and it's just in a bunch of leaves. He's kicking leaves around. He goes, "I think it's in the septic tank."
Ileana's not happy with me. The fiance is definitely not pleased that I'm. In my defense, we gutted this house. We've been doing a lot of work in this house. So what I think might have happened was I replaced the toilet in the master bathroom somewhat recently, and I think that the only because I like you'd hear it if you flushed a watch down the toilet, like you'd hear it. So the only thing that I can come up with is somehow it slipped in there when I was replacing the toilet in the other room. Because I also did the floor. The other thing that I was thinking about, because we were brainstorming. Now I'm getting on a tangent here.
Yeah.
But we were brainstorming like how it could have gotten in there.
Yeah.
The only thing that I was thinking of is the timeline with the toilet doesn't make a lot of sense. But I also replaced the floor in there, and I took the toilet off to do the floor.
So it's been off twice.
So
Okay.
it's been off twice. So there's a chance that I took my
It coulda
watch
got
off.
kicked in
Yeah,
there.
somehow.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can come up with because I can't imagine flushing a watch down the toilet and not noticing.
I think Ileana was mad at you one
She
day
could have been.
and just fuck this guy's
But
watch.
anyway, to continue that story,
Instead of fuck your couch, it's fuck your watch.
I went to Target to get a new Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and it's retail is all the same thing because they were having the same issues we were having. I went up there. They have a very nice woman, I guess, but she looked like she was like 22 years old, 21 years old.
Yeah.
And she was running the whole store, and there was like 6 associates in the Target over here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a disaster, and I felt so bad for her because then
That's a busy Target.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I went to, so we bought it with Ileana's father's Target credit card
Okay.
because you get 5% off with like the red card or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So we bought it with that, and then we just immediately, because I didn't like, I'm not expecting her father to pay for
No,
my
of
Apple
course
Watch.
not, yeah.
So we just immediately went up to customer service to make the payment on the card
Yeah,
for
makes
the
sense.
price of the Apple Watch. But it was like a fiasco because there was no one there. There was no one at customer service because there was like 6 associates in the whole store. So she had to come up, and she was like trying to help us do that. And someone else came up and they were like, I need to take my lunch break. And she was like, just take your lunch break, I guess. Then she was like, well, I'm the only one doing like curbside. And she was like, well, there's just no one else here. Like, just take your lunch break. I guess there's no one doing curbside for half an hour. It was just,
We know what that looks like.
yeah. So I felt for her, and I told her, I was like, I get it. Like, I get it. But that's retail's.
It is hideous
It
right now.
really is.
It really is. Yeah. I've recently, I think I talked, like I said, I talked to so many freaking people now that someone was making a mention of like working at Walmart and how truly terrible
I
the
can't
hiring
imagine.
process is in there. And I told them, I go, look, man, I've worked with people that are child molesters
Yeah.
at our old retail store, and yeah, they don't. Retail does not discriminate.
No, it doesn't. So I'll go. I think I can say this.
In their hiring process.
That's what I was about to talk about. So our store shut down for good reason. Our store shut down to remodel and bring a better store to our area, or I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah. And we are looking to hire a lot more people. Like a lot more people.
They're gonna do double.
They're talking about, well, with all the people
Well, they're
that
gonna
have
lose
left.
half.
Yes. So with everyone that has left and everything else, they're looking to hire about 170 people.
They need to double that.
They are. I spoke to somebody yesterday, and I'll tell you after. But I spoke to somebody yesterday who is very close to this hiring process.
Yeah.
They are struggling because it's already started.
Wow.
Yeah, it's already started. The mass hiring has already started.
Yeah.
They are struggling, and they're taking anyone with a pulse. Like, they're literally, if you apply, you got the job.
Maybe we should throw a hat back in the ring and go, 100 an hour.
Well, I told them I'm not.
100 an
I
hour?
told them I'm not going.
Did you?
Yeah,
really?
and it hasn't been pretty.
Oh.
I told them I'm not going back.
I'm taking that.
Well, he doesn't have any say anymore.
No, but is he giving you a hard time?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
I don't think he wants me back.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want you back either.
But yeah, they're taking any. So it's like a really big issue, at least in this area. I don't know how it is with the rest of the country. I think it is the
I think
same.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom the other day. She said the same thing. She goes into any sort of like Walmart or whatever it is, retail, and you just struggle to find people in there, and it's kind of on the ugly side.
They're telling people. So like they treated everyone, I would say, pretty well.
You know what I think's going to happen? I struggle to even want to say this idea in our podcast because I think it might be a moneymaker. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I'm not saying that one.
You can try to figure out what he was going to say.
Yeah, you're going to have to try to figure that one out.
The issue is now that they've announced the management and stuff for this new store, a lot of people have said, because they dispersed all the associates. They gave everyone an option, like we could all stay and wait for the remodel to be done and go back to the old store, or we could take a severance package, or we could just, they gave us a lot of options. And a lot of people went to their separate ways, and a lot of people stayed and went to other stores temporarily to go back to the new store. But now that they've announced the management for the new store, a lot of the people that left said they're not going back. And
Well, we both understand why.
yes, and they told everyone, they've been telling everyone you have to. And everyone's just like, no, we don't.
You have to. That's hilarious.
Because I told a couple people at the store I went to, they told at least 2 people that they have to. They
Yeah.
have to go back. And they were like, "All right, I guess I'll just go somewhere else because every other retail job is also hurting for people."
GFR at your store?
Yes. He was not one of them, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he said he wanted to stay, and they were like, "Okay."
He's a great anchor. I
He
don't know
is.
why you wouldn't want him.
Yes.
He's still good though. I mean,
No,
he's much
no,
better than.
that's not what I was saying. Because the managers.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, retail's got a upside down management problem, in my opinion. Like they. I hate saying because I'm. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I don't care. Everybody that I've seen in management, with the exception of one person, the person we opened that's the original
I know
store
who
with.
I already know.
Everybody else.
Oh, you're talking
has
store
been-
managers.
Yeah, store
Okay.
manager. I'm just talking about management in general.
Well, yeah, there's been some good ass.
There's some.
You
yeah,
know,
there-
one that there's been.
There's at least 3 that I really
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Right. You guys all know who you are. I don't have to explain that. But most of them are. It's just dumb.
Yes.
They pick the dumbest fucking people.
Well, because they're easy to control.
Yeah.
They're puppet management.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Yeah,
for
and you've been exploiting all of them for years now. It's freaking hilarious to me.
I just do what corporate does.
You're doing it right back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it right back to them. No, I think
But anyway.
you've been doing it the right way. If I had been there full time, I would have done the same thing. I would have exploited the shit out of them.
People ask all the time. I'm well paid for being in retail.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But the perks of retail
There
they
is none,
were
almost.
well. There's some. There
That's true.
there
I mean,
used
we
to
get
be a
good
lot
discounts.
better when we first started.
I don't know though, because it's gotten, and my understanding is it's actually our company as a whole. It's not just here.
Yeah.
They do a really good job. The schedules are actually very flexible, like way more than people make them out to be.
A lot
'Cause
more
people are like
than in the past.
Yeah,
When we first started there, it wasn't like that.
yeah. Because people make it retail out to be like, oh no, you've got to work weekends and all this and nights, and it's terrible. And
Because they realize that all these people, all your good people, are like, no.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty. They do really good. I can walk into the office right now and talk to our manager and just say, hey, I need like Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday off this week, and she's like, okay, we'll figure
Well,
it
that's
out.
good.
Yeah.
But you've been very flexible with them the whole
Well,
time.
yeah, because I'll go in.
Yeah.
I'll go in anytime.
Because, I mean, how many overnights you've done? I mean, how many overnights
Well,
we've done?
I
didn't even do.
Yeah,
I only did like maybe half of
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
I mean, that one period I did 4 months of overnights.
Oh, easily.
That was just one period.
It was fun though. We
Those are rough.
we fucked around.
Those overnights are so much.
No,
fun.
we got a lot done.
Well,
too.
that's the best part about overnights is you can work like an 8-hour shift during overnight, and you can fuck around for like 4 hours,
Yeah.
and you can still get more done in that 4 hours you didn't fuck around than like a 10-hour shift during the day.
I think that's almost everything. I think that's what people have realized with COVID and all people working from home. They're like, God damn, these people will still get it done, and I'm watching them, but they only work like half the time. How come they don't do that while they're in?
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
it's just I also feel like it's just easier to get work done when you're having fun. Like we got
It's got to be
tons
fun.
of work
Why
done.
why not? Otherwise, what the hell are you doing? That's why I worked for that sporting goods store. It wasn't because I think it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
And we got tons. We got tons of stuff done.
All the people that I hang out with right now are all from that store.
and we learned. We actually
Cool people.
We learned a ton from that. Like we learned. I don't want to put words in your mouth because I know you were a pretty avid fisherman beforehand.
Right.
But like I was not really a fisherman beforehand.
Yeah, but look at your age. I mean, you were a little bit younger when you
Yeah.
started there. So I mean, how you can't start off with
I was
experience.
20 years old when I started
know.
there.
I know.
But yeah, I didn't do much fishing at all.
Right.
And then
Well,
I
mean, basically, you just left school. Actually,
I did.
yeah.
No, I was actually still in school.
Oh, that's right.
That was the summer.
Because you went back to
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the summer. Well, no, that was the summer between. No, I was when I started there.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing football at school.
That's right.
and then I got injured and well, I didn't actually. I was playing football at school. I transferred to the school close to us to play football, and then I got injured, and then I came full time. So for the first 7 or 8 months, I was part time
That's true.
at our store.
You were in and out quite a bit.
Yeah.
That is so true.
And then after I got hurt and left school, I went full time.
Wow.
And worked at a pet store too. I worked full time there and full time at a pet store.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I had 2 full time jobs.
Forgot about that.
And that was terrible. I don't think they get very upset about people talking about them though. Like they go after people.
Really?
Yeah, because I won't say the names. I left that place like rather quickly. I was like a department lead there.
Yeah.
And I left that place pretty quickly because like I swear to God we euthanized more animals than we sold. Like it was bad. It's really bad, and they go after people.
What type of animals?
What?
What type of animals?
I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, I know other people get very upset about this. I have like everything. I love animals. Like they're my favorite thing. But mostly reptiles, fish, and the smaller mammals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not like dogs or cats, but they don't sell those. So they have an adoption center.
They have adoption days
for cats.
Right.
Well, they have adoption days for dogs, but they have an adoption center, but that's not run by them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they don't do any of that. That'd be bad. That'd be
Wasn't
real
that
bad.
long ago?
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like,
isn't there still a pet store down in the mall?
Yeah, that
the big
has
mall.
them.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff that like I left because I was like, dude, there's no way I'm doing this because it's stuff that like is like easily curable. But if there's any like illness, if there's any like
It's cheaper
ailment,
to get rid of them.
it's just get rid of them because you don't want to pay for medicine or anything that stuff. And this is one that people get real upset about.
They're
What?
gonna be Peter's gonna be knocking on your door. Mitch, who is it?
Yeah, because this one's bad. The one that I'm about to say.
Yeah.
The ferrets.
Yeah.
Dude, if they get over a year old, they're just fucking donezo because it's impossible to sell an adult ferret.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
they're just no one wants them because that's when they start to smell.
I'm sure that there's a lot of that, and every type of pet is out there. We put more pets down in the United States every day. It's not even.
Yeah,
funny.
which is so sad. I
It is.
love them. I love them.
It is.
I've had pretty much everything. I've had ferrets. They're disgusting.
Anyways,
I would
let's bring
advise
this
no one
back
to have
up.
ferrets.
Let's bring this back up. You got a new puppy in the last year.
She's
Daisy.
9 months old.
What type of dog is it?
She's a mixed.
Right.
She's mostly American foxhound, American coonhound, and a little pit bull.
She's a fucking beast.
She's a beast. She's a sturdy.
That's a
she's a
strong
sturdy
dog.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. You should see the neck on this dog. I'll have to show you guys pictures one of these days.
Yeah, or maybe they'll be on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
I'll throw the GoPro on her. She'll fucking go
Oh,
chase.
that'd be cool.
She'll chase down some animals.
Maybe that will be one of our next Discovery podcasts. We'll give it 2 or 3 months. I also got a new puppy. I have a new German Shorthair Pointer, and her name is Abigail.
She's a beautiful dog.
Yeah. So we'll have to do like a.
I'm sure they'll get
dual
along.
day.
I'm sure they'll get along very well. You got to get the harness, the GoPro harness.
I have one.
Oh, do you? Oh, perfect then. 'Cause I also have one.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun to watch them play around with those on.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. So we'll have to give it probably towards fall.
yeah.
I would imagine.
Give her a chance to get her.
She's got to get older.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just a little baby right now.
They are fun.
Oh, they're a lot of fun even when they're little babies.
Well, they're
because-
so much fun when they're
yeah.
little babies.
So we
right
got
now,
her at
Daisy's
8
not
weeks.
fun right now.
Well, yes and no, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yes and no.
She was testing my temper today. She was pushing it to the limits today.
I do appreciate you know one thing that I'm glad that you told me about was that you shared with me about getting Daisy was the Doggo app.
Yeah,
That is a really cool app.
I love that. We
Because-
should be sponsored by Doggo.
We were honestly we should. That's just a brazen like please sponsor us. But no, honestly, the Doggo app is so freaking cool because if you are in a relationship of any type and you're living with a partner, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, my wife and I, it sucks to second guess the last time you took the dog out, when they last ate and all that stuff. With the Doggo app, you track it all.
Or like when they had accidents, because that
Right.
goes in the app.
Right.
And then they take, I don't know how their algorithm like does their stuff, but like they take into account like when the dog has their accidents, and they add that into like, oh, you need to take your dog out right now.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you've set it up yet because you just got her. I have found the medical thing to be like amazing.
What part is that?
There's like the vet part of it.
Okay.
And you like log in when they got their vaccines, which obviously she hasn't had any yet, but
Okay.
you log in when they got their vaccines, and it tells you when they need to get their next vaccines.
Oh, that's great.
Which is super cool because like Nala has a
Nala's your other dog.
yes, I have two. Nala is a purebred beagle, who doesn't bark for some reason. But
That
she,
is weird. I've never noticed that until
Yeah,
you just said
she
that.
just does not bark.
She does not do the woo woo
Yeah.
woo thing. Yeah.
But she has I don't remember which one it is, but she has a vaccine coming up at the end of April, and I would have completely forgot about it. I had no idea, and it was like, hey, she needs this vaccine on like April 23rd or
Oh,
whatever.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
I think Sarah's got that all set up. Sarah's my wife, by the way. But yeah, that is really cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look into that because that might actually
And-
kind of streamline it for us.
and
as
they
well.
also do like if you do the heart guard or however you do the flea prevention, all that stuff.
Right.
That says like, oh, it's time. It's the time of the month to do
Yeah,
that.
we're
and
supposed
stuff.
to go in, I think, Monday for her first evaluation, and I don't know if she gets inoculations that day or not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the app, and it's also like a training app. It tells you how to do some training and stuff like that. And it's just stuff that like I've had dogs my whole life, but it's stuff that I didn't even realize I was doing wrong. You know?
Right. Yeah, and that's the one thing this will be my third German Shorthair Pointer. My first one was part of a previous relationship I had to leave, but my second one, Elsie, I actually have a picture of her right here. She passed a few months ago, and so my wife and I decided to pick up a new one because we were just missing that fun energy in the house. And like going to back to what you just said is you don't realize what you're doing wrong until you've sometimes already done it wrong.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm even looking back. Like I used the app, I just didn't use the app like religiously. And now I'm looking back and I'm like, God, I wish I didn't do that because now I'm trying to untrain stuff that she's trained to do, and I didn't mean to. Because like Daisy has a problem with jumping, and like I've always I've done it properly when we're introducing her to new people and stuff like that. And when I come in the house, I don't let her jump or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like while we're playing, I'm like, come on up, and she jumps right up. So I'm like, why the hell would I do that? Because now she just jumps up whenever she's.
I'm glad you said that because I think I might be doing that a little bit with my pup right now.
I was bad with that because I was good about it like for the majority of like when you first see them, but after I've seen them and she's calmed down, I'm like, all right, come up. Yeah. And she's too big to, or she's I don't want to say too big because she's not that big of a dog. She's just a strong dog. Yeah.
Those back legs can put a lot of pressure up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
She flips over the whenever she throws like a tantrum. It's really funny.
Yeah.
She'll sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And she'll throw a tantrum, and we have a ottoman in front of the couch.
Yeah.
And if you tell her no or like take something from her or whatever you're doing, she'll throw a little bit of a tantrum and she'll kick out her legs and she'll literally flip the ottoman over. She'll like just throw the ottoman. She'll be like, "Fuck you," and kick the ottoman over. She's at the age. She's just got 9 months, so we have about another 2 months of the adolescent, 2 or 3 months of the adolescent like teenage years, and you can tell she's starting.
What's cool about this age though is that you're going to be able to start using your Garmin collar
Yes.
more. And I think I told you about Standing Stone Kennels. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
You got to check them out. I really love the way these people train their dogs. They do that free shaping thing. You know? But the one thing that really turned on, like the light bulb for me for training, is the way that they use their remotes. And you got to watch this guy. The way he uses remote. I don't like nicking dogs at all with the electricity. I don't think you have to.
I don't think you have to either.
Yeah.
I've used it maybe.
I think it's like an emergency thing. It's like, oh shit, they're
like
going to get hit by a car.
That's like the only time I've ever done it.
Right,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But just the vibration alone inside of what do you call them? A dog.
Well, most people call them
dog.
e-collars.
Okay.
But the only problem with that is, I guess in Europe, e-collars are actually the cone of shame.
Really?
Yeah. So I know on Reddit and stuff, people get confused sometimes when you're talking about e-collars because
See, I
e-collars
see
here
them.
are-
I see an e-collar as like. Do you mean like it's shameful to use them? Is that what they're saying?
What do you
Or-
mean?
You said that they're like the cone of shame.
No, like they're literally like the medical cones.
Oh, that's how they refer to
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like e-collars, and I believe it's Europe. I could be completely wrong, but I believe in Europe, like e-collar, or at least in some other country, because not here.
Okay.
E-collars
I'm like, why
are-
would they? The Germans they're so logical. Why would they not like the e-collar? It's
No,
such a
yeah,
it's such a logical
they
device.
refer to like the medical cone
Okay.
as as an e-collar.
Okay. It's such a great safety device.
It is.
If you want to have your dog off leash, take the time. Oh man, it works.
It's super if you especially if you train them right on it. Like I trained, which there's a lot of different ways to train them right.
Yeah.
But like I train Nala and Daisy both now. Like the beep, the tone means come back to me. That's just
okay.
what it means. It means
Okay.
if you hear that tone, it means you're too far away. Come back to me.
Right.
And they both of them are if you beep the tone, they come back to me.
Great.
So I almost never even use the vibrate function.
Okay.
Like very rarely. Because usually
Yeah.
it's just, all right, I'm beeping you. You got to come back. You're getting too
The way
far
I
away.
always used it with Elsie, and like I said, it wasn't until I watched Standing Stone Kennels to really learn a different way of using it. But because the way he does it is it's such a gentle way of learning your dog something, that's good for them. But anyways, I used to use the tone as kind of like, hey, it's time to come back. And if they didn't get that message, then it was like, okay, now it's the vibration.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do. But it's rare that they don't listen to the vibrate.
Oh, okay.
It's usually this one. Nala's sleeping. Actually, you might be able to. Oh, no, that's Millie. You
Yeah,
can't see.
Millie.
That's my parents' dog.
Yeah.
But Nala is usually the one that I have to vibrate because Nala, she gets on the scent of something and she's like, I just want to go follow
She
it.
can't help herself.
And-
I
and
remember
she-
that story you told me where
Yeah.
she went off for like
Oh
a
my
mile.
god, dude! I almost cried. Like I had like I make the jokes all the time, even to my fiance. The dogs are the most important thing in my life. They're everything to me.
Sorry, mom and dad.
And Ileana, because I've told I've told Ileana she'll laugh at this story, so I won't get in trouble for this. I tell Ileana all the time, like if specifically Nala, because Daisy's new, but if her and Nala were like hanging off a cliff and I can only pick one of them up.
My wife has told me the same thing.
I
know I'm number two.
It's probably gonna be Nala, and she's like still, because now we're engaged. She's like, is it still Nala? And I was like, well, it depends like when. Like if it's in like 2 or 3 years and Nala's only got like 2 or 3 years left, then I'll probably save you. But like today, yeah, I'm taking Nala.
It's terrible.
But Nala, so I love the dogs. Like they've been with me or Nala has been with me through a lot, through previous relationships and all sorts of stuff. So I love the dog. And she's usually very, very good, but she is a beagle. So sometimes she gets on a scent and she's like, I'm focused. And most of the time I don't even have the e-collar on her because she's just so good. Like,
Yeah, she's been really good,
Yeah.
especially for a dog that's basically kind of lived through an Alfred Hitchcock type of movie scenario.
but
That was a decent way of saying it,
it's
right?
not bad.
Okay.
But we got out of the car at my parents' house, and I don't know what she got the scent of, but she got the scent of something, and she was just like, I'm following it. And
Yeah.
she followed it, and I was chasing her because I didn't have an e-collar or anything. I was calling her back. She wasn't listening.
Mm-hmm.
And I like was chasing her, and I'm like through thorn bushes, and
I saw you the day after. You were just.
this
This guy looked like he had been through like a shredder.
and I was barefoot.
Yeah.
And I'm like running. I'm running after this dog, like through the woods, like through like creeks and thorn bushes and everything. And then I finally, and I'm like, I got to the point where I'm literally, she's also going through these thorn bushes and stuff. So she's not going like fast. She's just like following a scent. And
It was fall, right?
What?
Was it during the fall? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I am like, I got to the point where I'm like pleading with her. I'm like, Nala, please just come back. Like, because she's like me to the door away. And I'm like, please come back. Like, stop, please. And I finally caught her. And dude, I held on to her. I sat like crisscross applesauce in the middle of mud and thorn bushes. And I just like held that dog. And for some reason, I really thought I lost her that day.
Right.
Like I thought she was gone. Because she just would not stop.
That's a scary feeling.
It was.
Yeah.
I did not like it. And I don't know what it was about like that one specifically, because she just like, she's not usually like that, but she was like, I'm following whatever this is. And even since then, I still don't, like, I trust her. I still don't keep her on leash most of the time.
Yeah.
And because we live in areas where, most of me and my family live in areas where it's not super necessary to be on leash. We all have a decent amount of property.
Right. Yeah. 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 It's a scary situation to have that happen. My previous dog Elsie, she loved everybody, and so I was always afraid someone was going to take her in a car because every time one of my neighbors' doors opened, she was like ready to go.
Yeah.
So those spots. I mean, because a German Shorthair, they have all these like really cool spots, like a Dalmatian, and so people just
They're just
they
beautiful.
do
They're
Google
beautiful
eyes
dogs,
over
yeah.
them. And even your dog Daisy has got
Yeah.
a lot of really pretty markings.
I
She
don't
would
think I
be
have an
picked
issue
up,
with
and
Daisy.
someone would pick her up.
Yeah,
in a
someone would
moment.
try to pick her up.
Yeah.
I don't think she would be
You
going.
don't think she would go?
No, no.
She seems very friendly though.
She is very friendly, but there's a switch that flips with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
she
I've
is
told
a
you a lot of
coyote
stories.
killer.
Yeah, I've told you a lot of stories with her.
Yeah.
There's a switch that flips. She's very, very protective,
Yeah.
specifically of Ileana, which I love. She does not like weird men around Ileana.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
But
It's nice to have a dog that can make a good judgment, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Nala just hates everyone.
She's pretty cool though.
She is, but like she'll go up, she'll wag her tail and go up to you. But if you like bend down and like try to pick her up, she's like, nope, fuck you. She'll start to she'll growl at you if you try to pick her up.
This time was, I think, today when I came over, and I've been coming over for months now. But today was the first time I felt like Nala was like, "Oh, you're back, cool, man." Yeah, it took a while for her to warm up.
She's just, and she's not that old, but I always just call her a grumpy old lady.
She does have a little bit of a grump
Yeah.
to her. Yeah, a little bit. Not that bad though.
Right now, nope, not talking to you, Noah.
Funny.
But yeah, I mean, we've hit a lot of the points of things that we're
Yeah.
super
So,
into. Well, we haven't talked much about fishing or hunting or any of that stuff. But
well, we have baseball season that just started.
oh yeah, sports.
Um,
I am a diehard Red Sox fan.
yeah, I say that I'm an A's fan, but with everything that, if you're a baseball fan, you'll understand what I'm talking about. With everything that's happened with the Oakland Athletics last 10 years, it's hard. It's really hard to be a fan of that franchise anymore. But in fact, I almost wore my jersey today. I was like,
The A's?
do I start it off that way?
No, you can't.
I don't know. I feel so weird about them because I'm at the point now where like they've unloaded so much of the talent that I really got used to again. So every time they unload talent,
it's
the
every
whole
year.
team changes, and
Yeah.
it's just like it just feels like you don't know
And
anybody.
it's so stupid. They have such a good like farm system.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't understand the A's.
Yeah, they just it's all about the money for that
Yeah.
Fisher family. That's what it is. It's kind of disgusting, really.
It is a little bit
Yeah,
because
but-
they're taking money for being a small market team.
Yeah.
And they're not spending any money at all
Right.
on players or anything. They're just
Right.
making money.
Yeah, I genuinely feel terrible for a lot of the diehard fans of the A's and actually old players. Like Dave Stewart. Big person for the Athletics. Ricky Henderson, big person for the Athletics. Lifetime fans themselves, and also local talent. And I think both those guys who are, I believe, both in the Hall of Fame. Did Dave Stewart get in the Hall of Fame? I can't remember.
I think so.
I think he did.
I think so.
But that's amazing. And then just to have just bloated head franchise owner to just like basically put middle fingers up to both the fans and the players. It's amazing to me. I don't understand it at all. So anyways, I'm kind of watching the A's still, but because of the talent that went to the Braves, I love Matt Olson and I love watching Sean Murphy. Oh,
I like Matt Olson a lot.
those are two players that they play the game and they play it right. Like they play it with respect is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I'm big on Joey Votto too.
Joey Votto, the middle ground,
The Hall of Famer.
almost Hall of Famer.
The future Hall of Famer
he
Joey
might,
Votto.
he might.
He isn't playing right now. Like he's playing this year, but he's hurt. He started the year hurt.
You see Verlander?
I did. He's fine. He's
Tim was
fine.
so mad at me.
I know. I don't know why. I brought it up. One of the guys at work is a diehard Mets fan.
Yeah.
And I brought it up. I haven't been shut up about that. I keep bringing that up to him.
I think it's the Verlander hate that we both have.
I don't like Verlander, so I guess it's.
I love his play. I respect
Well,
his
also,
play.
like I would
really do.
I would love for the Mets to win. I would love for the Mets to win.
Yeah, it'd be
But
fun.
I also like following the storyline of the Mets imploding. Like I enjoy both of those things.
Fucking Schadenfreude.
because they just like no matter what they do, they could pick up the top player at every single position, and somehow they would still implode.
Isn't that weird?
It's
It
like
happens
a real
all
curse.
the time. Well, it happens with look at my A's. Look at all the dude. We had John Lester.
Yeah,
You remember that?
You
and
had-
it's still we still imploded that year. We haven't had a great year since '89.
yeah. I don't actually. Well, I mean, I was gonna say
we've had the years after that too,
Like,
but not
good,
winning
good,
years.
yeah.
Not winning years. Yeah.
Well, like what was it? 3 or 4 years ago, you had a good
We
year.
went to playoff. We've been
Yeah.
in the playoffs quite often. We've been perennial playoff people, but
It's just I love. So yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about baseball, probably a bit about football.
and by the way, Verlander's is not as so. For those of you that are a little more by the way type of baseball fans, Verlander's not that bad shape. He's only it's a minor strain. They're
Yeah.
calling it now. So.
Major
Teras. I don't know.
yeah.
It's all medical terminology that I don't understand.
It's in his shoulder, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's just a partial strain. He should be fine.
Yeah.
They said he's probably gonna, or he did go to the 15-day IL, but it's probably, and that's like precautionary. I thought they said.
Yeah, there'll be baby hands with him.
Yeah.
I mean, his age,
Yeah,
the
he's a
amount of
little
money they
older.
paid
Yeah.
for.
It's funny. It's funny.
I'm gonna ride this on Duffy so hard. I really am. I'm gonna be such a dick.
Oh my god. Some football. I actually, you know what? I want to bring this up because I feel like everyone should be talking about it, or more people should be talking about it. Basketball.
Okay.
Women's
Which
basketball.
I am not a fan at all. I have
me neither.
nothing.
Yeah, me neither. Usually, I mean, I pay definitely more attention than you, but I'm not
If
like
John Boy brings it up, then I know about
you'll
it.
you'll watch it. The best basketball player in the country right now is a woman named Caitlin Clark
Okay.
out of Iowa State, and more people should be giving her credit and know about her
That good,
because
huh?
yeah, she's the best, at very least, college basketball player. But some people say like the best basketball player period right now.
Like, what's her game? Is her game like an all around game like Jordan?
She's
or-
more offensive based, but she's not a liability on defense.
Okay.
She's definitely offensive based. She's arguably the best shooter, like period.
Okay, so she's a shooter.
Yeah, she's like
not so much
she's like
go
a
to
3-point shooter.
okay.
She's broken like every record for 3-point shooting
kidding.
this year.
Wow.
South Carolina has been undefeated. They went undefeated last year and won the whole thing, and they were 36-0 and 36-0 this year, and they're in the Final Four for March Madness women's. Iowa just knocked them out last night,
Okay.
and Caitlin Clark put up 41 points, and like basically it was the
It's a
score.
high scoring game for women's
The
basketball, isn't it?
score was like 74-71 or something.
That's high, isn't it?
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's
I don't
high, but
know.
it's yeah. But the score was like 74-71 or 76-73 or something, and she put up 41 of her team's points. Like she put the team on her back and won, like is sending her team to the
impressive.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she deserves like all the credit in the world. Like she's an incredible basketball player. So I wanted to
What was
throw
her
that
name
out
again?
there. Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah, she's gonna be interesting. Like I wish she has talent that I would say would translate to the NBA perfectly fine. Like I think she could play in the NBA.
You don't think that she would just be
I don't think so.
this guy?
Like would she be
They're gonna-
like
how
would she
tall
be
is
like
she?
great still?
How tall is she?
She's a big girl.
Is she?
I mean, she's a
She's
lot bigger than
in
me.
the sixes, or
oh yeah, definitely. I would say she's probably 6'3".
oh, so she might be able to go toe to toe then.
I mean, I'm sure she won't. But
Oh, I'd love to see it.
yeah, me too. Like I'm sure I think her game, like, do I think she'd be like a game changer in the NBA? No, but I think she could legitimately play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think her game like translates because she's a 3-point shooter. She's like
That's so
people,
weird.
basketball
That's-
purists will kill me for saying this, but like I think her game it translates like Steph Curry. Like she has like Steph Curry's game. She's a 3-point shooter. She's a finesse player. Like she could play. I think personally, and not be like I just said. I don't know shit about basketball, but I think she could play in the NBA. She's an incredible player. More people should be talking about her, and I feel like a lot of sports people are talking about her, but I think
Yeah.
more people should be talking about her.
It's interesting. I've been looking at this for years, wondering when we would see a lot more women playing like baseball.
That's another sport where I just feel like it translates. Like if they're playing like
Sometimes
set
though, it's like
translates.
it's a hard one because I know that I don't want to say this that men are just better physically. I don't think that's fair to say it like that.
It's not fair to say that, but there is like biological advantages.
There's some biological advantages. I
Yeah.
think that's the best way of putting it. And I just wonder sometimes. I go, what is the best way of doing this? I would love to see a woman come up and just rake
Oh yeah, me
in
too.
baseball.
It'd be
I would
awesome.
love to
Yeah.
see that because it'd be so different. It'd be so different.
And people would be watching. Even people that hate it
Yeah.
would be watching it. Everyone would be watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like certain things. Like I always go to the thing like because I say there's women that can play professional football.
Yeah.
And like people are always like, well, there's biological differences. Like
Sure.
they're
That's what we
dude.
just
There's
said,
so many
yeah.
women that would beat the shit out of all of us.
Sure.
They'd beat the shit out of both of us. 100%.
Yeah.
They could beat the shit out of us.
Well, look at what's her face. It's an extreme one, but the one that was in the Mandalorian that
Oh, yeah.
that got canceled.
Yeah.
She looks like she could be.
She definitely could beat the shit out of it. So that's why I hate when like random dudes are like, we're just better. Like, no, you're fucking. They beat the shit out of you. What are you talking about?
We've had a couple robust girls come through where we our old place of work.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's and I wouldn't say it would be like the norm in football, but like I don't see why it couldn't happen.
Oh man. On the other side of that, though, if you're a team owner, and what if a girl gets killed on a field of play?
Yeah, but you're not. But it's not like you're throwing Joe Schmo as a female out there. You're putting an
Right.
athlete out there.
Right. But it doesn't. But
Yeah,
it
but
won't
you see-
matter, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but what are the chances if someone hasn't died on the football field? Well, unless you, this is kind of a joke, but like serious. Unless you count like Damar Hamlin, whose heart stopped on the football field.
That's so terrible.
But no one's died in like, it's been years.
When was the last time someone died on a football field?
I'm pretty sure it was Theodore Roosevelt's presidency. Was the last
Really?
time.
It's
Yeah.
been that long?
Well, in professional football, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the last. I mean, people died. Someone died in like South Carolina like 2 or 3 years ago, but it was. I don't. In professional football, it's been a very long time. I think.
Well, I like to see it.
Also, Damar Hamlin says he's coming back. He says he's playing again.
Really?
Yeah, which is awesome.
Because
I
that
hope he
looks
does.
scary as fuck.
Well, he literally died on the
Yeah.
football field. His heart stopped.
Yeah.
So
Ooh. I can't imagine being his parents seeing that happen.
no,
live.
that was scary.
Yeah. Ooh, man, that is nuts.
Sports are just great. I like talking about sports. It's just great. Sports are good.
Well, I think we've done a pretty good little introduction to what we want to talk about in general. A little bit of
think so.
sports, a little bit of what we're about.
What we do every week.
What we do every week. We'll share more.
I was
Sure.
going to say our goal for like this. So we've talked about, and this is work in progress, but we'd like to do 2 different types of videos. We're still working on like the schedule and all that stuff, but we'd like to do the podcast, which we basically just want to like talk about our week, talk about like
Yeah, give you guys a cool show. Well, I hope it's a cool show
Yeah.
to listen to. Once a week.
so like the things we enjoyed, things we're looking forward to, or the things we went through that week. And then we also want to do more like out there videos where did we talk about this?
I think what you're trying. I think what Mitch is trying to say is, we want to do some more podcasts that take us outside of our own comfort zones, and hopefully it will do the same thing for you to some degree.
Yes.
And when I say outside comfort zones, it could be like something stupid as like, hey, let's go try stand-up comedy.
Yeah, we
or
talked
maybe
about that.
something as easy as, hey, let's go over to our friend Tom's house and do some homesteading
Yeah, we're
stuff
gonna
we've
like,
never done
we'll
before.
like make maple
you know?
syrup or
Something
'cause-
fun,
yeah,
something
some
new and different.
cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there's just gonna be a lot of stuff, and that's
In
the
fact,
2
you know
types
what?
of
I
videos
think I'm
we
gonna
wanna
run it
do.
by Duffy. I want to really run it by him and say, hey, look, let's try and do a fishing with Tim day.
He's
And
like a wealth of knowledge too.
that'll be his podcast segment.
he
We'll
would
do fishing
probably
with Tim.
like that better than sitting in here again.
Probably, yeah, because then he can paddle away from us and get away.
Yes, and we can just follow him. You can't.
Where you going, Tim? We got stuff to talk about, buddy.
But that's kind of our goal, and hopefully you enjoyed this one and got to know us a little bit. And
Yeah. So there'll be a lot more future podcasts. We'll be out in our kayaks. We'll be out and about. But at least once a week, we're going to be in here to give you guys some solid entertainment for, I don't know, 1 to 3 to 4 hours, depending on how the day
we're
goes.
a little pinched for time today, but about.
We want to just do a quick introductory, and we hope you like it. We really do, and we hope to see you come back. And please subscribe. Please
Definitely subscribe, like, and comment. Like, tell
comment.
Us, tell us if what we're doing wrong or good, or what you want to hear more of. We might not listen to you, and we might listen to you.
Yeah, you might get a finger or maybe applause. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for listening today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
see you guys
it.
next week.